Good evening, everyone. You're watching Awaz News. I'm Kubra Ali, and I'll be taking you to top news across Canada. Teen found dead after entering storm drain in Toronto Park during downpour. Kimberly Clark pulling Kleenex tissues from store shelves in Canada. Police say suspects in armed Markham home invasion targeted wrong address. Olivia Chow goes for a dip as she announces extended dates for 10 outdoor pools. Mississauga man behind Canadian self-harm websites linked to 88 deaths in the UK, police say. Video shows arrest of 22-year-old driver who police say was caught going more than double speed limit in Vaughan. Man and a woman in hospital with serious injuries after Christie Pitt stabbing. Those were the headlines, and now let's look into the details. Canadians soon won't find Kleenex tissues on store shelves. U.S. manufacturer Kimberly Clark says its Kleenex consumer facial tissues business is leaving Canada this month. The company's Canadian vice president and general manager says the decision to pull Kleenex from the country was a difficult one, prompted by a highly constrained supply environment and unique complexities faced by the brand. Todd Fisher says the move will allow Kimberly Clark to shift its resources to better focus on other products that will remain in Canada. The company will continue to sell Kleenex professional facial and consumer hand towel products in Canada. A teenage boy has been found dead Friday after getting caught in a storm drain in a Toronto park during a torrential downpour overnight. Officials say they received a call just before 1:30 a.m. on Friday that two teens had been caught in a storm drain at Earl Bales Park on Bathurst Street, south of Shepherd Avenue West in North York, amid an overnight downpour. The storm began on Thursday evening in the Toronto area. Just before 8 p.m., a severe thunderstorm warning was issued for the region by Environment Canada, forecasting up to 50 millimeters of rain in some area. According to investigators, at some point during the storm, the boys removed a manhole cover at the top of the park and would have wandered along a 300-meter sewer tunnel that slopes downhill and eventually opens into a reservoir near the Don Valley Parkway golf course. While the boys were in the system, the rains caused them to be swept away. One of the teens, an 18-year-old boy, managed to get to safety after clinging to the side of a rock face where the drain enters the reservoir for approximately 30 minutes. Officials say that he waited until he was able to get his strength back and was then able to climb out and get to a nearby parking lot where a passerby called 911. The other teen was found dead hours later, about half a kilometer from where he exited the system, officials say. Speaking to reporters on Friday, Toronto Fire Division Commander Stephen Darling said the boys appeared to have entered into the system of their own accord with no malintent. He described the incident as a misadventure. They got caught with the water levels rising and they tried to get out, but it was too late. He said the water swept them downstream. There were about 40 firefighters at the site searching for the missing boy at one point, as well as 20 to 25 police officers. Darling said that supports will be made available to all of those personnel should they request it. From our first responders' point of view, we are all parents. Most of us are parents, or a good many of us are parents, so it does hit home, he said of the incident. Police have released video footage of the arrest of a 22-year-old man who they say was caught going nearly 150 kilometers per hour in a 60-kilometer zone in Vaughan last weekend. According to York Regional Police, an officer was conducted speed enforcement on Major Mackenzie Drive near Highway 50 at around 12:50 a.m. on Saturday when he saw the driver of a BMW who appeared to be speeding. The vehicle, police said, was heading eastbound on Major Mackenzie Drive and was going 86 kilometers per hour above the posted speed limit. Dash camera video of the incident, which was posted online by the police service, shows an officer pulling the vehicle over and explaining to the driver that he will be charged with a criminal offense. "Listen, I was just coming from work just now," the driver explains after he is placed in handcuffs. Police said the man's license was seized on the spot and suspended for 30 days. He has been charged with dangerous driving and offenses under the Highway Traffic Act, including stunt driving, investigators confirmed. The BMW has also been impounded for 14 days, police added.
Hello there.
How you doing, officer?
Good. Yes, sir. We're recording. This is step is for dangerous drive. So I'm gonna ask you to please shut your car off and step out of the vehicle, please. So you're under arrest for dangerous drive. Okay. So what's gonna happen? They're gonna have to handcuffs on you. I'm gonna detain you for a little bit because it's dangerous drive. It's a criminal offense. You understand? Okay. So.
Okay, I was just coming from work just now.
No worries. I'm gonna put you in the back of the car. I'm gonna read you your rights, and then I'm gonna explain what's gonna happen. Okay. So. I got you with the laser at 146 in the 60, Highway 50 and Mayor Mackenzie. What's going to happen is I'm going to listen to your work. I have to impound the car for 14 days, and I have to suspend your license, okay?
The National Crime Agency in the UK says it has linked 88 deaths to Mississauga man Kenneth Law, who has been accused of selling poison and other tools for the express purpose of suicide. In a statement to Awaz News, representatives from the NCA said 232 individuals have been identified as having purchased products from Canadian websites to assist with suicide. Of those 232 individuals, 88 have died. While Law has been awaiting trial in custody since May of this year, the ongoing investigation into his businesses will not include any cases outside Canadian police jurisdiction, per the NCA. An April investigation by the Times of London first shoved Law into the international spotlight, leading to his eventual arrest by Peel police. The Times investigation caught Law on tape advising how to use these products, as well as assuring the reporter that many people had died taking sodium nitrite. Law later confirmed those details in person when the Times spoke with him outside a post office in Mississauga. Law was arrested by Peel police on May 2nd and charged with 2 counts of counseling or aiding suicide. It's possible more charges could follow from additional police jurisdictions. A Dutch man by the name of Alex S. was sentenced to 3.5 years in prison last week for similar charges in the Netherlands. Over 40 countries and 11 Ontario police forces are now involved in the investigation against Law, who is scheduled to appear in the court for a bail hearing Friday afternoon. As the end of the summer approaches, the city is giving Toronto residents a chance to squeeze out a little bit more fun in the sun by keeping some city-run pools open past Labor Day. Speaking at the Alex Duff Memorial Pool at Christie Pitts Park on Friday, Mayor Olivia Chow announced that 10 of the city's outdoor pools will remain open until September 24th. In the past, city-run pools have all closed following the Labor Day weekend. "We love our city pools. You can't tell how much fun the kids have," she said during the announcement before taking a dip herself. She added that swimming was a source of comfort for her after her late husband, former federal NDP leader Jack Layton, died. She said to accommodate our families, the pools will be open after school and on weekends. On weekend, pools will be open from noon to 7 p.m. 3 men are still outstanding after an alleged armed home invasion in Markham, Ontario earlier this month, but investigators believe the suspects got the wrong address. In a news release issued Friday, York Regional Police said the victims were at their home in the area of Woodbine Avenue and Major Mackenzie Drive East on the night of August 13th when they heard the doorbell ring. When the homeowner opened the door, 3 male suspects, one of whom was armed, forced their way inside of the house and demanded money, police said. According to police, the second victim attempted to call 911 and the suspects fled. No one was injured in the incident and nothing was taken from the home, police said. Police said investigators believe the wrong home and victims were targeted in the incident. Days later, on August 18, one of the suspects returned to the residence and delivered what investigators described as an extortion letter. Through the investigation, police said a Toronto man named Kevin Ear, 47, was found to be connected with the letter and charged. Ear faces 1 count of extortion and conspiracy to commit an indictable offense. 3 other suspects are still outstanding. Police released what appear to be doorbell surveillance camera images of the suspects on Friday in an attempt to identify and locate them. Police described one suspect as a white man between 40 and 50 years old with salt and pepper hair who was wearing a surgical mask and gloves at the time of the alleged invasion. The 2 other suspects are described by police as black males between the ages of 20 and 30. One of them was wearing a blue hooded sweater and the other who was wearing a white hooded sweater. Early this week, York Regional Police advised the public of another armed residential break-in in Markham at an address about a 15-minute drive from the location of the first. In the early hours of August 21st, police said emergency crews were called to the area of Greensboro Drive and Milliken Meadows Drive for a report of a home invasion. At that time, 4 male suspects wearing black ski masks, one of them was armed, forced their way into the home, police said. In that case, one adult victim was assaulted while 2 other victims were restrained in the bedroom, police said. The suspects allegedly made off with multiple cell phones and wallet before they fled the scene. At least 1 victim sustained minor injuries, police said. A dog escaped from the home at the time of the incident and has yet to be located. A man and a woman are in hospital after being stabbed at Christie Pitts Park on Thursday evening. Police say the stabbing occurred just before midnight. A man and a woman, both in their 20s, were transported to hospital with non-life-threatening injuries when police arrived on the scene. The male victim has since been transported to a trauma center with what paramedics are calling a very serious wound. The suspect is still at large. Police say he is a black man in his 20s, standing approximately 5'5" tall, with black hair in braids. He was allegedly wearing a pink sweater at the time of the assault. Anyone with the information on this incident is asked to contact Toronto Police. Thank you for tuning in. I'm Kubra Ali. I'll be back tomorrow, same time, same channel. Have a good night.